The Steelers make a decision on quarterback and fans are surprised by the final plans. Subscribe for daily updates from the Steelers. Should the Pittsburgh Steelers scrap their plans of retaining either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields, there's a few different directions they could go in to try and land a starting quarterback for the 2025 season. On NFL Live, ESPN's Dan Orlovsky mentioned Matthew Stafford as someone the Las Vegas Raiders could target for their own vacancy at the position before shifting and listing the Steelers as a potential destination for the Los Angeles Rams signal caller. I think the first call I would make would be to Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams to figure out what Stafford's plans are, Orlovsky said. Is he going to play? Is he going to retire? Do they want him back? Honestly, if I were the Giants, if I were the Steelers, if I were a lot of teams, that would be my number one call. Try to see kind of what the plan is for Matthew Stafford. It would certainly come as a surprise if Pittsburgh were to turn its back on either Wilson or Fields, but Stafford is one of the few potential upgrades who may become available this offseason. In 16 starts this past year, he threw for 3,762 yards, 20 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions while guiding the Rams to an NFC West Division title as well as a wild card round victory over the Minnesota Vikings before bowing out in the divisional round versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Stafford was the number 1 overall pick out of Georgia in the 2009 NFL Draft by the Detroit Lions. He'd spent 12 years with the team, becoming their all-time leader in passing touchdowns with 45,109. Touchdowns with 282 and interceptions at 144 before being dealt to Los Angeles for a package including Jared Goff ahead of the 2021 campaign. Stafford won Super Bowl 56 against the Cincinnati Bengals in his first season with the Rams and has accumulated 14,700 yards, 95 touchdowns, and 43 interceptions across his 4 years as a member of the team. Though he turns 37 years old in February and is said to be pondering retirement, Stafford remains one of the game's premier quarterbacks. Should he return to the gridiron next year and become obtainable, he'd immediately jump towards the top of the wish for any franchise seeking out a new option at the position. Stafford agreed to an adjusted contract last July that threw out any guaranteed salary for 2025, though his cap hit is still currently set at $49.66 million. He'll need a rework deal no matter where he plays, and Pittsburgh could find ways to fit him under the cap if it so chooses. An acquisition may be complicated considering the Steelers would also have to part with draft capital in order to land him from Los Angeles, but it may be worth it for a player of his caliber. While the possibility of acquiring this proven star is intriguing, it comes with significant hurdles, from contract logistics to potential draft capital required. The Steelers must now decide whether to stay the course with familiar faces or take a swing at a move that could redefine their future at the position.